Reading.
I call on Government Orders of the Day numbers 2 and 3.
Government notices of motion numbers 2 and 3 relating to the adjournment and sitting programme for 2018 and sessional orders on House sittings.
Mr Speaker.
Right, Honourable Jacinda.
Mr Speaker, I move government notices of motion numbers 2 and 3. Mr Speaker, this is the second adjournment debate this year, but those who keep this place running all year round, let's be honest, deserve our thanks every single day. I will start, Mr Speaker, with you. There has been no doubt that there has been a change of tone in this House since your arrival. I'll admit that there are days where it feels like a tennis match, with the exception that the referee can actually deduct points as they go. But you, Mr Speaker, have chosen to literally make this a family-friendly House. That is something to be applauded, and we acknowledge you for that. We, as a government, wish to thank and acknowledge the Clerk's Office, the Handout Office, the Bills Office, the Table Office, the catering staff, the security team, the messengers, the library and IT teams for their tireless patience and for their endless smiles in the face of adversity. I thank all of them on behalf of this team for the service that they continue to give this place and for, quite frankly, the joy that they bring this place when we sometimes lower the tone. I wish on behalf of them, on behalf of our team, that they all have a restful break, free from politics and free from politicians. Mr Speaker, I wish to briefly indulge and thank my team, the newly established team in the Prime Minister's office. This has been a huge transition and they have worked so hard, and I am incredibly grateful for that. Finally, we are all representatives that sit here from Tuesdays through Thursdays, and while we are here, Mr Speaker, there are individuals who work in our electorate offices on our behalf on a daily basis. They are us when we are not there. They are the face of our representation when we are not there. Their work is hard, sometimes difficult, and we all, I'm sure, owe them a debt of gratitude. I personally wish to thank the team in my office, Barbara and Teresa. Teresa's on to her second Prime Minister in her service, and I am very, very grateful for the work they do. I cannot imagine being represented by anyone better. Mr Speaker, I can say from a personal perspective that I have learnt many, many things in 2017. I have learnt the difference when plumbing a toilet between an S-trap and a P-trap, and why I should install neither, personally. I learnt elections in this day and age can be a good, clean contest of ideas, with the exception of a few holes. And I've learnt that in amongst election periods, they are still periods where we are all ultimately human. Now, periods that are full of love and hope and sometimes grief. I learned that if you're ever a deputy to someone like Andrew Little, you should prepare for the unexpected and possibly run for the hills. And if you're a deputy to someone like Andrew Little, you too will get the opportunity to see what an extraordinary man and politician he is, and one of a kind. I acknowledge him. I learned that 100 days is not as long as you think. But most of all, I have learnt, Mr Speaker, that with an amazing team, with a genuine belief that things can and should be better, that with support parties who agree that things in New Zealand can and should be better, and with an annoying dose of relentless positivity, when you say let's do this, you actually can. But Mr Speaker, what have we done? What have we done over the short period of time since October the 26th? What have we managed to do alongside our coalition partners New Zealand First and with the support of our confidence and supply partners, the Greens, in that short space of time. We have increased paid parental leave so that we will see families get 26 weeks with their families to spend more time with baby at the most crucial time in a child's life. That is something that we should all be proud of. We've passed the Healthy Homes Bill, which makes sure that Kiwis live in a warm, dry home. And what, Mr. Speaker, could be more fundamental and more important than that? And again, Andrew Little, I thank him for the work he did getting that bill ready. We've increased student allowances because it was time to acknowledge that those who are investing in their education deserve the ability to be able to afford to live. And in places like Wellington and Auckland, and in fact everywhere, it simply wasn't acceptable to say that $170 roughly on average was sufficient to do that. We made the first year of post-secondary education free. And as much as I heard rhetoric from the other side of the House with unambitious statements around why someone who worked in a supermarket wouldn't be interested in this. Well, I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, I worked in a supermarket, and this is exactly the kind of policy I would have wanted a caring, thoughtful government who invests in its future to think about. And this is what this government has done. The people who are most likely to access this policy aren't just school leavers. They're people who are already in the workforce, who may need to retrain, and I met one of them not that long ago. Mr. Speaker, I was at a cafe when a woman said to me that next year she was going to go and train to be a primary school teacher, and I thanked her because of the need that we have. And I asked her a little bit about her plans. Have you ever been to university before? She said no. She said, and one of the reasons I'm going is because of you and your government. That is the kind of difference that we want to make, Mr. Speaker. We want this to be a productive economy where we train and invest in our people, and that is what this policy is all about. Alongside that, Mr. Speaker, we've established the Pike River Agency because we've always believed there was more to be done to support families to see a manned re-entry of Pike River, and that is this government's ambition. We started work on addressing our commitments and obligations when it comes to climate change. And Minister James Shaw has done an enormous amount of work to get the Climate Commission, a transition body, ready to go, as well as the consultation of what will be eventually our Zero Carbon Act. And I implore all members of this House, we've given that a long lead time because we hope that that will be legislation that will be supported by every member in this place. And, Mr. Speaker, I have that same ambition for our child poverty legislation. This is a government that hopes that we will one day be a country that is world-leading because of the standards we set ourselves and measure ourselves against and report against to tell New Zealanders how we are progressing. Yes, that means a living standards framework. It means tracking our progress on environmental degradation, and it means reporting on child poverty. And when we do all of those things, I believe we will be the envy of the world. Mr. Speaker, we delivered the families package. 384,000 families who will see on average an increase in their incomes of $75 a week. And that amounts to one of the most significant things in my mind that we've done in these past weeks. 48% decrease in child poverty once that families package is fully in place. Nothing makes me more proud than to see us investing in those who carry our future, and that is our children. We managed to, of course, today reiterate our plans to ban the mass sale of Housing New Zealand properties. You know, and that felt particularly special to me as the leader of the Labour Party as I stood on the lawn of the home that was built 80 years ago by a government who knew that housing was the cornerstone, the foundation of a future for families in their community. While we are dealing, Mr Speaker, with the other side of the House legacy, which means we have 5,000 fewer Housing New Zealand houses than when they started, we will turn that around. We've also kicked off a ban of overseas buyers, medicinal cannabis, dumped national standards. We've also restarted contributions to the super fund. We have done this in 56 days. 56 days. Mr Speaker, I want to wish everyone in this House a Merry Christmas. I want to particularly wish everyone on this side of the House a restful break because we've got a lot of work to do. But to the people of New Zealand, Merry, Merry Christmas. And I can assure you there's a lot more to come in the new year.
The question is that the motions be agreed to. The Right Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, it's a pleasure to take part in